And he's looking for the run of Rashford. Rashford away here. Rashford, Sancho! Fabulous! What a break for Manchester United. A brilliant ball to release Rashford down the right. Salisu with a throw. El Yunusi. Adams is in here from the angle. Scores! Shea Adams. More dropped points. Another dent in United's top four hopes. United 1, Southampton 1.
Glory, glory, Manchester United. Hello guys. Welcome to another episode of this podcast. And in this episode, we'll be analyzing our last game with Southampton. Man, I was expecting a lot from us. I was expecting us to at least win, considering the fact that we're having good games, except for the luck we don't have with the goals yet. I was thinking our luck could work out with Southampton, but it was unfortunate. It was really unfortunate. It was below my expectation, at least. If not for anything, I was thinking we should probably win the game with probably 1-0. But it's unfortunate because I was happy earlier in the game because we were winning. I was like, yo, okay, thank God. Then I just look at the scoreboard again. Then I saw we've conceded a goal. And what I was thinking we could defeat Southampton easily was, I was thinking our last game we won against them 9-0 would influence their mentality and their playing style probably, and we could be able to take advantage of that. But the reverse is the case. They came as bold as they could, and we ended the game with a 1-1 draw. And our goal was scored by Jadon Sancho in the 21st minute, while they equalized in the second half just immediately after the break. And as soon as they started the second half, what my thought was like, these guys, their energy will be increased, considering the fact that they are down with the goal. So I was like, oh, they could think they can equalize, and well, they equalized, and the game ended with a draw. Okay, let's analyze the game. We had 52% ball possession and they had 48% ball possession. We had 12 total shots and they had 13 total shots. We had 4 big chances and they had 1. We had 3 big chances missed and they had 1 missed. We had 382 accurate passes and they had 347 accurate passes. We had 12 fouls conceded and they had 13 fouls conceded. We had 7 offsides and they had 1 offside. We had 1 corner and they had 4 corners. I think we kind of dominated the game to a limit, yeah. But our passes dropped so low, like 382, compared to our previous games against Burnley and Middlesbrough, where we had very high number of passes. So now to the shots, we had 12 total shots and they had 13 total shots. We had 12 shots off target and they had 6 shots off target. We had 8 shots on target and they had 4. We had 2 block shots and they had 3. No shots in the woodwork. We had 11 shots inside the box and they had 6. We had 1 shot outside the box and they had 7. Well, about the shot again, I think our precision was much higher now. Now since we had 8 shots on target and just 2 off target, all that shows how precise we were with the shot. So no judgment, no complaint. At least they did what we wanted, except for the result that we didn't get. So to the passes, we had 469 total passes and they had 430 total passes. We had 382 accurate passes. They had 347 accurate passes. We had 206 passes in our own half and they had 182 passes in their own half. We had 176 passes in their half and they had 165 passes in our half. We had 39 accurate long balls and they had 17 accurate long balls. We had 2 accurate crosses and they had none. We had 21 throws and they had 18. Honestly, with these statistics, we can just see we were having chances with the ball, but I think the tiki-taka reduced now. Maybe because Ragnick complained about the kind of tiki-taka football they were playing in our last game against Burnley, where we were playing tiki-taka in our own half. But yeah, it's not still that bad, except for the fact that we didn't still get our goals. Probably we're not clinical or don't know how to get goals either way. We had 7 tackles won and they had 10 tackles won. We had 6 interceptions and they had 19. We had 3 blocks and they had 2. We had 13 clearances and they had 14. We had 3 keeper saves and they had 6. So we kind of pressured them more. But for our defense, except from the way they scored, I didn't like the way they scored. But they tried to limit. We both won 53 duels. We had 10 dribbles and they had 12. They got past our player more. We had 4 yellow cards and they had none. And there was no red card. Man, looking at us getting 4 yellow cards against Southampton, that's so crazy. But that's that about the statistics. So let's dive to the player statistics to know who did well. So the player of the match was Jadon Sancho. He was one that got us our goal also. And the top 10 player ratings, we really have 4 players. So that means most of our players didn't step up to the light of responsibility that day. In the top 10 player ratings, we had Jadon Sancho as the first, Pogba the 5th, Bruno Fernandes 8th, and McTominay 9. Guess the rest of the players were ghosts on the pitch that day. So the big chances created, Sancho was the highest. He only had 1, Ronaldo had 1, Rashford had 1, and Luke Shaw had 1. So what happened to all our big chances then? They were all flopped. So bad. And to the total shots, you can't imagine who had the highest shot for us that day. Maguire. He had 3 shots, even more than Ronaldo, who had 2. And Sancho had 2 also, then Pogba had 2. Oh, the highest wasn't our player, it was Stuart Armstrong with the highest. He had 4 total shots. But that's so crazy, seeing us having less performance and less determination to win, because I feel if we were to fight for top 4 position in the league, we have to come out at our best, win games as much as we can, and at least we try to get better individual as a player. And to the pass success, Dalot had the highest. He had 53 total passes. Then Ward-Prowse, who had 49. Then Varane. I think this is like the second time I'm seeing Varane below 50. He had 48 total passes. Then we had Shaw, Maguire, Pogba had 40, McTominay. I think we didn't connect the ball that much here in this game because we had 300 plus passes. So assuming it was 500 above now, that means each player has had more touch on the ball then. But with these, still manageable though well. And again, the 1-1 draw is not an option for us right now because of our position in the league and what we're fighting for. At least we're fighting for the top 4 position. We cannot just risk our chances by drawing games. And to the dribbles succeeded, Ronaldo was 3rd with 2 dribbles. Kyle Walker-Peters had the highest. He was with 4 dribbles in the game. Pogba, McTominay and Rashford, they all had 2 hours. Cristiano Ronaldo had 2 dribbles. I was expecting to see Sancho in that dribbles rating, honestly, like in the top 10. He only had a single dribble, so not that bad. And to the tackles won, Pogba won 2 tackles. I think it was the highest. Oh, likewise, Maguire. I just felt it's a nice game though. It's an average game, but it looks like a training. If we could put more energy towards this kind of game, we could have easily secured a win. Well, that's that about the analysis. So let's dive into the blog post to see what's up about our team. And now there's this blog post here. Seems interesting, but I don't like the headlines. So let's dive into it. Rumor has it, Pogba open to Premier League offers if he leaves Manchester United. Firstly, I'm feeling Pogba too much right now. Now for me to consider us losing him, but let's dive in. It says, Paul Pogba is nearing the end of his Manchester United contract, but will the midfielder still be playing the Premier League next season? Manchester United face the prospect of losing key midfielder Paul Pogba on a free transfer at the end of the campaign. The France international is into the final 4 months of his existing deal, and there are few indications that he is prepared to extend his terms at Old Trafford. And in the further blow for United, they could see Pogba head to one of their domestic top flight rivals. Man, that would be very crazy and bad. Imagine Pogba going to Man City, man, all my love for him would deteriorate. It says the Telegraph reports that Pogba rejoined United from Juventus in a big money deal in 2016. He's prepared to wait until the end of the season before deciding on his future. Signing a new deal with United is said to remain an option, but Pogba will not be short of options should he become available to sign on a free, albeit with big wages to factor in. The report indicates that the 28-year-old will weigh up any interest from fellow Premier League clubs, with Chelsea and Man City having previously been linked. And I said Man City, I won't like if he goes to Man City at all. If he goes to Chelsea, well, that's good for him. But Man City, yo, our fucking rival, our derby rival, man. Is shaping up to be a busy transfer window for United as a number of other players are also out of contract. According to Ekrem Konor, Edison Cavani and Joao Mata are attracting strong interest from clubs in the Middle East. Jesse Lingard is another who could be on his way out of Old Trafford through the Express, though the Express claims the England international is not considering a free transfer to Tottenham. Lingard will reportedly prefer to move abroad ahead of next season. Man, Pogba leaves Manchester United. I'll feel bad, but I'll feel more bad if he goes to Man City. Another blog post here says, Ralf Rangnick admits Manchester United confidence has been hit by recent results. Let's dive in. It says, Manchester United interim manager Ralf Rangnick has admitted that failing to win games after taking the lead is taking its toll on confidence within the squad. Honestly, like these days, I expect them to kind of equalize because that has been the norms for a while now, and that's the same thing the manager is saying. United have scored first in each of their last 3 games in all competitions, against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup and against Burnley and Southampton in the Premier League, but they have conceded equalizers in all 3 and failed to win any of them. Overall, United have taken the lead in 11 of Rangnick's 13 games in charge, but have only gone on to win on 6 occasions out of 11. Very crazy. It highlights a lack of complete performance and is why the boss is keen for the squad to take what he's calling the next step mentality. If you are 1-0 up and in 3 consecutive games concede, this also affects the mind of the players. It's obvious they are still human beings. It's normal. The German coach said there are 2 things. One, it is to be more effective to kill the games off. Even if this does not happen, we need to stick to the game plan and stay tactically solid. This is what I mean about taking the next step. Rangnick has long worked with sports psychologists in his operations, and Sasha Lenz was quickly appointed to the coaching staff to join him in December. The United boss will hope to see his players execute a more complete performance, show mental strength, and stick to the game plan when they host Brighton in the Premier League on Tuesday night. A game originally scheduled in December was postponed due to COVID-19. Yeah, man, I think it's down to the mentality, because when you are winning the game, you feel comfortable, then the opponents who are on their toes also, they're not sleeping, so what do you expect? Like, I even expect them to come back and try to equalize harder. But I don't know why the players are feeling so comfortable after a 1-0 win or after 2-0 win. Don't stay comfortable throughout the 90 minutes. Be on your toes throughout. Now to the last blog post. This blog post here says, Gary Neville, I know who is leaking news at Manchester United. Really? It says, Manchester United great Gary Neville has been left far from impressed by the players following the recent leaks to the press. Fans also felt let down by the squad as the distance between them and the players grew larger and larger with each passing match. He literally said he didn't find it funny at all. Gary Neville said, I didn't find it funny at all. I thought it was disrespectful. Disgusting fact. It summed up what I think of them. It's safe to say supporters will love it if Neville named and shamed those who were the cause of the leaks. Honestly, that was what I was expecting in this blog. After all, it's been something that's been happening for a long time now, and fans are sick of it. Not only have these kinds of divisive leaks come out, but matchday team news tends to be released early too, handling opposition sides a major advantage. Neville clearly feels the players are disrespecting the fans, the manager, and even themselves by leaking news. Yeah, like you are disrespecting yourself, leaking your personal news. Like some news, I think some things are not meant to be said, like work on yourself, rather than just put it on the media, having other people bring out their different opinions that is going to weigh you down. The pundit was keen to point out that he doesn't think it's the players directly who are leaking information, but rather those around them, such as their agents or public relation or marketing teams. Honestly, those marketing teams, forget about them. Regardless of whoever is to blame, it's clear the leaks have been disruptive to United's season so far. It's also ruined the close relationship fans had with the players during the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer reign. Honestly, during Solskjaer reign, it was all love, like all love in the team. We're like a lover team. And Neville reminded the players what they are better off doing if it's for selfish reasons. He told the United squad they should focus on performing well on the pitch, and everything else will more or less sort itself out. Honestly, work on yourself, get better, get the fans happy, and get yourself happy. That's it. Like, you don't need to just give all the